Silver and gold, oh, those precious metals that give me a half chub every time I see the otherworldly, shiny, glimmering surfaces. Welcome to Framework Fortune. I am your host, Ben. And if you are new to investing in silver, stick around for the whole video. There's going to be a lot of information that I'm going to cover that is going to help you along your silver and gold precious metal investing journey. If you have not started investing in precious metals yet, you should probably watch this video and think about it for a couple of days. I'm going to give you a lot of reasons why precious metals are always a good investment. So let's not waste any time and let's dive right in. First, we're going to start with some chart analysis of silver. And silver, as you can see, has been on this nice little uptrend since 1971. It has had several big spikes. Both spikes were up to this $50 area. After this drop, silver ended up finding support in this $15 area and has since been moving up at the start of COVID last year. It's currently breaking out of this bull flag, hitting this strong resistance at $28, which before was support here. So if it can break over that $28 area, we could easily see silver back up to $50. Now, why would you invest in silver? Why is it a better investment than keeping your money in cash? Well, here's the dollar index. That is the US dollar. That is what the value of $1 buys you. Back here in 1984, the dollar bought you a lot. Right now in 2021, the dollar's not buying you very much, and it has made this little M, this McDonald's arch, that usually leads to another big sell-off. So I expect the dollar to drop more. The more money that they print, that is inflation, the more purchasing power they're taking away from your dollar. When inflation happens, the price of goods and services going up, that is not the value. Price and value are different. So the price goes up because your dollars are buying less amount of that good. So to give it to you short and simple, as long as the dollar decreases, silver will keep increasing. It will take more dollars to purchase silver. Same thing with gold. We take a look at the gold chart. Very similar to silver, but a little bit more bullish right now. It costs you a whole lot more dollars to buy gold right now because your dollar is not buying as much gold as it used to. That is the difference between value. The US dollar is just a currency. It is just a measure of price. It is not a measure of value. There is a huge difference. And if you follow the channel, you know that I harp on this all the time. But enough with the charts. We can see clearly that the US dollar is getting flushed down the toilet while gold and silver are on a bullish run all the way back pretty much, like I said, since 1970, 1980, when the US dollar was not a measuring stick of value. It was actually based off the value of gold. So I myself am pretty bullish on gold and silver, even with crypto stealing some of the spotlight here lately for alternative investments outside of the stock market. If you heard my ridiculous statement at the beginning of the video, I truly am sorry that your ears had to hear that. But the otherworldly part was true. Gold and silver are not made on this planet. As you can see from Google, astronomers decode nuclear recipe for precious metal forged in supernovae. But basically, to get gold and silver, you have to have stars or planets explode and make a supernova, and then the debris from that will crash gold and silver into the planet. So both are very rare resources that man has not been able to figure out how to create yet. And until they do, there are many purposes outside of jewelry. Although jewelry is one of the main purposes, but many purposes that gold and silver have, and there is a high demand, especially correlated with cryptocurrencies, which nobody seems to believe me when I mention it. So let's go to Google again. And so the old wisest Googleth has spoken. Gold and silver are used in a lot of electronics because they are highly conductive. That means that any hardware for cryptocurrency mining or networks that they have to run that have some type of hardware with it are going to have gold and silver in those parts. Until they find something better for conductivity, Gold and silver will always be needed. As we move further and further into a digital world, then obviously the demand of silver and gold should keep going up. So where do you find this precious silver and gold? How can you buy it if you're brand new to investing in it? In most towns and major cities, there are usually multiple coin and bullion stores that you can just walk into and buy it right off the street. Quick little tip: some states have sales tax on gold and silver, so a lot of times these places will give you a better deal if you use cash. So when you go hunting for gold and silver, it's better to have cash on you. But there are some things that you gotta watch out for and you need to know, which we'll dive into shortly. If you don't want to go to your local bullion store and you want to stay at home, there are websites that sell it, and they are trusted websites. APMEX is one of those. Money Metals Exchange is another one. You can see on Trustpilot, APMEX is rated 3 stars out of 7,700 reviews. A lot of these bad reviews are going to be from people who really don't know that much about silver and gold. You can see right there, most of their bad reviews are from mailing, shipping problems, or them buying gold and silver from you directly. Of course, they're not going to give you the spot price because they have to get some money when they buy it from you. Don't get mad if you buy a 1 ounce round and then you try to sell it back to APMEX and they give you a lower offer. That is just how the industry works. But if you're just buying, there's nothing really to be concerned about. I have personally ordered from this company on multiple occasions and never had a problem with shipping. The other major exchange that I use is Money Metals Exchange. You can see 3 stars again. This is just how it is going to be within this industry because there's really not a lot of options out there. They do offer storing of your precious metals, but you see, if you just go and just buy regular stuff from them, you're not going to have too many issues. I've personally ordered from this company as well, and they have been fine. They've even given me free stuff for a certain amount of orders. Now, if you can find a better exchange online than any of these two, please let me know because I haven't. You can leave that in the comments below. If we go into the 1 ounce market of silver rounds and bars and APMEX, you're going to see some interesting things. If you know anything about supply and demand, there is a bit of a supply shortage on silver. APMEX has some stuff pre-sale. They do have some stuff in stock. When you look at these coins or rounds or bars, they're going to be different prices. It all depends on what it is. But you can see we have a lot of pre-sales. Very little stuff in inventory. If I was to go and sort this out, you would see there would be a lack of inventory. You don't really need to know much about what's on these things as long as you're getting the real product. Any silver or gold rounds or bars will be marked with .999 stamps on the back or the front. If it does not have a stamp, I would not buy it. Same thing with any jewelry. There should be a stamp on it. Now, as far as prices go, these coins right here, these American Silver Eagles, are quite a bit over the spot price, but these are more of a collectible than an investment. The 1 ounce Buffalo round is the same weight of silver, and it is $9 cheaper than the American Eagle. So you need to understand that difference. If you're just buying for an investment, you want to be getting as close to spot price as possible. And with this current shortage, it is really hard to get close. One of the best deals that you will find on silver is going to be in the old coins, the old change that you may have in your dresser. Any quarter or dime made before 1964 is going to be 90% silver. So these mercury dimes and these quarters. And the way you can tell really easily by looking a silver quarter from 1964 versus say a quarter in 1983 is the ridges. If you turn it to the side and look at the ridges, quarters and dimes that are not 90% silver will have copper in those ridges. You'll see brown. If it is 90% silver, there will be no copper in the ridges. It will just be the color silver. So that is a good way to keep from getting ripped off if you are going into any of these places and they're trying to sell you some silver quarters or dimes that may not actually be silver. Just look for the ridges. One of the best deals recently, and you can see Money Metals is even saying it themselves, is the 90% silver half dollars pre-1965 and the 40% silver Kennedy half dollars. Now there is some years with the Kennedy half dollars that you'll have to make sure that they are the legit years, because coins, when they're more of a collectible, there's a whole lot of nuances when it comes to the value of that. I do not collect coins. I invest in silver. There is a difference. I do not want to overpay for a piece of silver because somebody's face is put on it who was special 100 years ago. I just want the metal, the shiny, shimmery rock that comes from supernovas. Now, of course, with most things, if you order a whole bunch of quantity, then you will get a bit of a better deal. I don't recommend, as a silver investor or gold investor, taking all of your money at once and buying a big chunk, because the spot prices do move. I buy little bits at a time depending on when the price dips. If you buy in the dips, you're going to average out, and you'll probably be a lot better off than buying all of it at once. So now that we're talking about prices, if you don't know what spot price means, that means the price of silver basically on paper. The premium is going to be what it actually costs to get it, and the spot price is disconnected from the premiums. As you can see, we're at $27.28, and to get a 1 ounce round is at least $32. There's a disconnection between the spot price of silver and those premiums. The reason why, my best guess, is the short futures that bigger institutions use to control prices of things. So if you don't know what shorting is, you're basically betting against something dropping. If the price of silver or gold goes too high, that means those consumer goods that use gold and silver will go up in price. If a whole bunch of big corporations are shorting the price of silver, then they can hold the price of silver down to be able to deliver those cheap consumer electronics that you love to buy. I love them too. No judgments. Now, if those corporations cannot hold the price down, that means the price of consumer goods would skyrocket, and most of us wouldn't be able to afford them. So then they would not make as much money. But the reason the price in silver would skyrocket is because those future contracts they would have to fill the orders of. If you're short, that means you have to go out and buy silver physically if you're going to cover that contract. As we've seen with this shortage, the physical silver that's out there seems to be far and few between. So if they ever have to cover those contracts, that will force them to buy all that silver and make the price skyrocket. You take the speculation of the short future conspiracy, add that to a real life disconnect between spot price and premium, and a shortage in physical product. Plus, this is an element that is not created on this planet, has to be created by a supernova, and the fact that it's been used for thousands of years as money, jewelry, and other things, and the demand for electronics and Bitcoin and currencies needing more hardware, all of that wrapped into one nice little box. You put a bow on top of it, and voila, you got Christmas presents bought for the rest of your life. Now, of course, this is all just speculation, but from my research, I am very bullish on silver for all of those reasons. So if any of that was confusing, I do apologize. You can ask me more questions about it in the comments below. But enough of all of that stuff, let's actually take a look at my silver investment portfolio. So one trick you can use when out hunting silver is take a little magnet. These little magnets you can buy from Walmart for very cheap. Silver and gold are non-magnetic. So if you put the magnet to them, it will fall right off. It will not stick at all. There are only a small list of metals that are not magnetic. There are some besides gold and silver, but that magnet will narrow down the entire list of all the possible metals that coin or bullion you're looking at could be to this very short list of non-magnetic metals. I keep one in my car in case I get an itch and just happen to stop at a coin store. Even though silver rounds and bars from mints will be 0.999 silver, jewelry is usually 0.925. That is sterling silver. It is 90% silver mixed with a little bit of other metals. It should not be magnetic. If somebody is trying to sell you silver or gold jewelry and it's magnetic, no. That ring there with the big flashy gemstone on it is just black onyx. I did not buy that for the black onyx. Black onyx is worthless pretty much. It has a very low value. There are a couple of small diamonds, but the whole rest of the ring is solid 0.925 silver. So that ring had a lot of weight to it, and I was able to get very close to spot price. You can find little jewelry stores going out of business, but be aware of some jewelry being blown out. And what I mean is there will be air, especially in necklaces. If it looks like a really heavy necklace and you put it in your hand and it doesn't feel as heavy as it looks, then they've probably pushed air through that silver in the center, and it's probably not solid silver all the way through. So even though it can have the stamp of 0.925, if you throw it on the scale, it's going to weigh a lot less when it's blown out than if it was a solid silver chain. So that's it for this video. Be on the lookout for more silver, gold, precious metals investing. Once we build a big enough community for that, we will switch it to another channel like we did with the cryptos. So if you're into cryptos also, we do have the Framework Fortune Crypto Daily channel, and you can go check that out, link below. And remember, we're at war with the YouTube algo, so if you don't mind to punch it right in the like button. As always, I appreciate everybody joining me. Stay safe out there. Until next time.